Back to the daily grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
Back to betting on the fights with fake money, episode 11. What is betting on the fights with fake money if you're new? What we do here is I started off with just a number, $500. It's not real money and it's not counterfeit money. It's just a number that I gave myself, just a bankroll. And I just look at the odds every week and I act like I'm betting on the fights. And what it is, it's a win-win, because if you're broke like me, you still get to kind of bet on the fights, and when you're watching the fights, you know, you feel like you still got money on the fights. But then if you lose your money, you're like, oh wait, that was fake, who gives a fuck? And I'm actually kind of taking it kind of serious, you know. I'm not just being crazy and betting all $500, you know, every week just because it's fake money. I'm actually treating it like real money and, you know, pacing myself with it. So we started at 500, we've got up to about 900, and that was our height last week. Now we're down to 108 less dollars. We were like 890 last week. So with that being said, you see the total that we have left. I believe we're working with about $781. Yeah, so on this week's fights though, as I said last week, I guess before we get to this week's fights, last week we bet on two fights, $250 on Beck Rawlings versus Jessie Jess Clark. Jessie Jess Clark was making her UFC debut versus Beck Rawlings, and she was also on short notice. One thing about this fight is Beck Rawlings did lose, but her opponent missed weight. So even though she did lose, and that doesn't affect the bet at all, it is, you know, interesting to point out that all four fighters that missed weight on this card did win their fights. So I mean, one thing is still Jessie Jess Clark, it was a great fight. She was in there. She had vicious intentions. I actually am looking forward to her future fights. We lost that fight, so we didn't win any money back. We bet $250, so we just take that $250 loss. But the fight that we did win was Jake Matthews versus Bojan Veličević, and I bet $250 on that. Jake Matthews was actually the favorite, so we didn't quite win a whole $250 back. We ended up, I don't have it pulled up, but you see it on the screen there. We won, I believe, somewhere around $100 and something. So 250 minus 108, whatever that is, that's how much money we won. So we still ended up taking a little bit of a loss that week. But let's move to this week's fights. We start off with $781.44, and I'm gonna be having fun this week. Michael Bisping versus Kelvin Gastelum on Fight Pass in Shanghai. Gonna be a fun night of fights. These are probably unreasonable bets. I mean, these are probably degenerative bets. I probably shouldn't be making these bets, because if you listen to my predictions when I did the research, I explained I hate picking fights when it's guys making their UFC debuts. Like, as you see, Caceres and Garcia are fight guys that are on their UFC debuts, but they're the hometown guys, but you can't really gauge their experience. So I don't really, you know, I'm just doing research, and, you know, Alex, I did my research. You can go see why I made these predictions if you want, but I'm just going to go with I noticed afterwards Alex Garcia is an underdog as well as Guan. So the two guys I picked are underdogs, but when I did the research, Alex Garcia, I feel like if he gets back to his wrestling, he can beat Salikov, who's, you know, likes a lot of spinning kick attacks, spinning heel hooks, spinning kicks to the body. I just feel like if Alex Garcia can resort to his wrestling, he'll be able to get the win. So since he's an underdog, I'm putting $100 there. Alex Caceres, I mean, I'm a fan of him as a person, but as a fighter, I just, you know, don't feel like he's the best of the best, like an elite fighter. So with that being said, he's fighting a guy that's 16-1 at home. I realize now that Alex Caceres is the favorite. So I mean, maybe you know, like I said, it's hard to gauge Guan's competition, but he is 16-1, and Alex Caceres is 8-1 in the UFC, and against like the elite competition he's fought, he's lost those fights, but there is something to be said for his UFC experience, and I do like him. I hate that I had to pick against him, but hey, it is what it is, man. We're having fun here. So with that being said, let's move to the co-main event of the night: Li Jialang versus Zach Attoh. Li Jialang, man, I'm surprised he's only this much of a favorite. He's a favorite, but I kind of feel confident in this matchup. So if I didn't take a loss last week, I might have bet a little more on him this week, but I'm just gonna go $100 there as well. So $100 on the first 3 fights, and then the main event just to even out the bankroll. I'm betting $81.44 on Michael Bisping. I did not realize Michael Bisping is this much of an underdog. Holy smokes, that's crazy. But Kelvin Gastelum could very well get the job done. A lot of people are picking Kelvin Gastelum to win this fight. I'm rolling with Michael Bisping then, man. He's only got 1 or 2 fights left in his career. I'm picking him to get the job done. Fuck it. I mean, if he loses, hey, it is what it is. Hopefully he'll still be able to get his retirement fight in March in London. Hopefully he doesn't get too banged up. But I think he's in the best shape of his life coming off that fight versus George St. Pierre. I mean, he might not be in the best technical shape of his life because he's not, at his prime age. But as far as if you mix his experience with the conditioning he probably just has from his last camp, probably one of his best camps of his life since he was going into the biggest fight of his life, he's probably still in pretty good shape to be taking this fight on short notice. Now, he did get dropped and submitted in his last fight, so I know a lot of people, like Brendan Schaub, said that nobody would have cleared Michael Bisping to fight except for Shanghai, like no no commissions or anything. But man, Michael Bisping, I'm picking him to get the job done, man, in his second to last fight career, possibly. So, hey, it is what it is. I could take a big loss, but I mean, we started with 500 and we'll work our way back up. You know how it is. And if not, if we lose it all, guess what? We can make another deposit in the fake money ATM. It is what it is, man. Let the full-time family know what the fuck you tab at in the comments. I'm out. Oh yeah, by the way, I gotta let you guys know what's coming soon. I did an interview today with HighRollerRadio.net. He hit me up and asked if he could just ask me a little bit about the channel and how we got started and stuff. So we did that today. He's gonna send it to me when he's done, and I'm gonna post it for you guys to hear. So stay tuned for that, man. It was dope that he reached out. I couldn't really believe it. So yeah, be looking forward to that. Can't wait for you guys to hear that. So with that being said, it is what it is. Now let the full-time family know what the fuck you tell me in the comments. I'm out.
Da 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 da! It's the motherfucking D-O-double-G!